Ramble.
Thank you to Rosetta Stone for sponsoring today's episode.
Oh, sweet niblets! Boom, cha, boom, boom, cha, boom, cha, boom, boom, cha. Oh, yeah! Come on! You get the little out front.
What?
Oh, hottest styles, every shoe, every color. Yeah, guilty pleasures, it can be kind of fun.
I tried
really
so
you,
hard
but
not
no
to say
one ever
what?
discovered.
Like I do every week, and
Who would have thought?
That a
girl
podcast like us would double as a really fun show.
I have a headache. I need to leave.
Welcome to Guilty Pleasures. Today we're talking about the Hannah Montana movie. Welcome to Guilty Pleasures. Kelsey doesn't know anything about Hannah Montana.
Nope. Zach told me to arrive as an anthropologist, and I said, which means, and you said, to study her. And I said, okay, here I am.
Well, it's great. So joining us in the studio today, we have Rainie Toll. Hello, Rainie.
Hello.
Hannah Montana super fan.
Yeah.
You may know her from The Tripod.
Yeah.
Ew.
Miles, you're not a guest today, and I need you to know your place.
I was sorry. You started singing and needed backup
Yeah, you
in
really
the intro.
did.
Don't
I've
banish
never
me.
needed backup.
Don't you banish
I've never
me.
once needed backup to my singing. But I did appreciate it.
Oh, that was deep.
Yeah, Rainie, you loved Hannah Montana. You love.
Oh my gosh, love. I just watched the movie this afternoon. Still
I made
riding off
Rainie
that serotonin.
I made Rainie clear her work schedule.
Yeah, and because I watched it. Let me tell you when I watched it.
Please.
First. I watched it in theaters, obviously.
It came out in theaters?
It did come out in theaters.
We'll get to you because you are the weird one. You're the freak here, Kelsey.
Stop asking questions.
So I went with my mom, my friend, my sister, and my sister's friend to the rec center. And we went to the pool in the basement, and it was so fun. Then we went from the pool.
Sorry, I said I was going to ask you a question about a pool in a basement?
At the recreational center.
Yeah, the rec center has a pool in the basement.
Shout out rec center.
Yeah, that's how rec centers love basement pools.
Not going to ask any more
You
questions.
don't want to put a pool on the first floor because then the basement's underneath, and if there's a leak, uh-oh.
So is it below
I never
ground?
thought
That's my last
about that,
question. It's below ground?
Yeah, it's below ground.
That's
It's like
weird.
got that sort of like misty, like
Oh, no, no, no.
humid
Yeah.
kind of. Even
No,
in
no,
Denver,
no.
winter is like
You get off
hot.
the elevator and you're hit in the face with chlorine.
I'm not getting off at all around that kind of water. Sorry.
Hey now.
And so then we went straight from the rec center to the Hannah Montana movie. I remember it was raining. I drew on the car window shield, watched the movie. My mom cried in the theater, and I
Shut
was
up.
like, "This is how you know it's good." And I was like, "This is low key good," because I was still in the phase of my life where I was like, Hannah Montana's cringy, even though I do want to see. Like, I'll see it, but it's like so embarrassing that I'm seeing it.
Were you a Disney kid? Because my sister, who we may have to video chat at some point,
Yeah.
Hannah Montana fanatic, Miley fanatic, Joe Bro fanatic. Like,
Yeah.
this was her shit.
We didn't have a Disney Channel.
Okay.
So I only watched it like when I was like in 7th or 8th grade when we had Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah. So not really, but yeah. And then I just feel like I started at the pool and then saw the movie, and then after that I was like a changed woman. Like it was like girlhood, womanhood. You know,
that's the climb.
that's the climb, and that's butterfly, and it's the butterfly. That was my butterfly.
Flying away.
And Kelsey, what's crazy to me is that you didn't know, not only did you not know Hannah Montana,
No.
you hadn't seen the movie,
Never.
you hadn't seen the show,
Never seen a single episode.
and you watched the movie and didn't know the theme song. That's crazy.
I know the climb.
Okay.
Yeah, great song.
And when she started to sing Butterfly, Fly, I said, I think I heard this one before.
You know that, but you don't know the best of both worlds?
No.
Okay, let me hit it for you, okay? Because Hannah Montana is a show on Disney Channel, an iconic classique, starring Miley Cyrus.
Love
Get
her.
this.
We stan.
When Miley takes the wig off, she's not Hannah anymore.
I saw that.
Yeah,
that people
pretty
just
cool.
really don't have any facial recognition.
No, it's
for
a
her.
regular Clark Kent thing.
Got it. Yeah.
So basically, the show was about a young superstar, pop star who lived this double life. And you got to see her life at home, getting into all sorts of wacky shenanigans. But then she also was Hannah Montana's superstar. And the idea of having the best of both worlds is that she wanted to be a superstar, but she also wanted to live her regular girl life.
Was this based on her real life? Miley Cyrus
No,
trying
this
to
is
be a
how she
little
became
girl?
a star.
Yeah, okay. But her dad was super fame.
Yeah, so Billy Ray Cyrus had one-hit wonder with Don't Break My Heart, My Achy Breaky Heart, but then kind of disappeared for a while and came back with this.
And yet they got Rascal Flatts and Taylor Swift to cameo in this.
Oh, they got it was star-studded.
By the time this movie came out, they were 3 or 4 seasons into the show, and it was the biggest thing, I mean...
Disney Channel ever had.
It was a phenomenon.
Wow. Okay, see, I feel like as a Leo musical theater child wannabe star, this would have been my crack cocaine. I would have loved this show. I would have been dressing up as her. That would have made me want to be a singer even more. However, I think I was just on the cusp of transitioning into adulthood. Drugs, sex, and rock and roll. I was way like past my MTV days. I was like doing hardcore things.
This was just rock and roll. You wanted the drugs and sex.
Exactly. And Disney Channel wasn't giving. They didn't even give me a kiss in this movie. Well, they did, but it turned away. They used angles to hide it.
It was so hot. I thought this movie was so
Rainie, tell me more.
When Lucas Till asked her to dance, I was like, oh my God, love is real.
That little boy.
Do you think Lucas Till was hot in this movie?
Yeah, did you?
No.
Not at all.
I texted my sister to ask, and she said that he wasn't doing it for her.
Yeah, he pulled up on that horse, his entrance. He saves Miley off her runaway horse, or her horse is running away. And he comes back, and I said, not the farm boy. Not that. That's going to be the farm boy, and then there's going to be a hot city guy that comes in. There's got to be. Nope, that was our lead. That was our love interest. Perfect teeth, baby blues, blonde hair.
I once hooked up with this guy only because I thought he looked like the comp sci version of Lucas Till. I was like, he kind of has a resemblance to the Hannah Montana movie guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm blonde. I don't really go for blondes unless they have a vagina and they look like me. Then I'm in.
Well, if you haven't seen the Hannah Montana movie, let us tell you what happens. Hannah Montana is the biggest star in all the land, but when she's Miley Stewart, what? She might as well be a piece of shit.
Piece of shit on the bottom of a cowboy boot.
Hannah's lost her way. She's getting into fights with Tyra Banks. She's missing her best friend Lily's birthday party. And her dad, well, he decides it's time to get her back in touch with her roots. He puts her on a 2-week Hannah
detox.
Detox. And says, you're going back to Tennessee to see your old Meemaw.
Love a Meemaw.
We love Meemaw. Margaret Martindale, we stand.
She was great.
And so Hannah is a city girl, a country girl who went to the city. Now you're getting the city girl back to the country.
Yep.
Hannah's going to go through some countryside shenanigans, meet the boy, and just maybe save the town. Mm-hmm. This is the Hannah Montana movie.
I forgot she saves the fucking town.
This movie, look, it's just... I'm such a freaking sucker for the conceit of the double life. And Disney always did this thing in their shows where like they had Hannah Montana, they had the famous Jet Jackson, and I felt like they never gave me enough time in the secret life. They were always playing in the grounded life.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was a real delight to see like Hannah play the forum.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, yeah, you go, girl.
I was like, she's a good performer.
She, at this point, I'm assuming, had been touring like as Miley Cyrus, as Hannah Montana.
As Hannah.
Yeah.
She would do, for this movie, they did a show that was Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, slash the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say slash Miley, what's her name, Stewart?
Miley, that's, oh my God.
That would be too many.
But yeah, they have a concert movie from that. I think they did 2 nights at MSG.
Because my first pleasure as someone who literally has never seen a Miley Cyrus movie or act, except for in that one Seth Rogen movie that's about Christmas party. And she
Night before.
Yeah. She's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
She's an incredible performer. She has incredible energy. her acting as like a teenage girl is obviously very cringe. But let me tell you something. As a girl who wanted nothing but attention growing up, that's exactly how I acted.
Oh, yeah.
Smiling straight to camera, overacting everything, big gestures. Like she gave me confusion. She gave me sadness. She gave me tears at one point.
Oh, yeah.
For a teenager, like I cannot overstate how talented as a child star.
She's 16 in this movie.
Unbelievable.
Let me tell you this.
Tell me.
Buster Keaton.
Okay.
Charlie Chaplin.
Yes.
Jackie Chan.
Got nothing on her.
Miley Cyrus.
Yes.
She is one of the great
Yeah.
physical comedians.
Yes.
She's throwing her body to and fro. She's falling off a chicken coop. And by the way, don't you ever sneak up on somebody when they're sleeping on top of a chicken coop.
No, sure don't.
She loves a pratfall. She's a goofy goober.
Yeah, anytime there's a ladder, they're going to be falling.
She's got crazy accent on and off.
Oh, yeah.
She's got her big crazy teeth. She's got big features just in general.
I think that's, I imagine as a young girl, part of the appeal of Miley is that she is a superstar. Yeah. She got the pipes, but then it's also like, she's goofy.
Dude, I said this last night to the guy that I'm sleeping with. I looked over and I said, well, first of all, I have to put a hard pause in this. Did you see the video I sent you guys? We turned on this movie. I told him I'd never seen it. He was like, oh, let's watch it. Me thinking, oh, he's just so sweet. He wants to get laid. This man knew word for word all of the lyrics to every song.
Yeah, because it's fucking iconic.
He's 33. What?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, whatever. I digress.
You're the weird one.
You're right. I turned to him and I said, if I would have had this in high school, I would have been so less self-conscious of my big cheeks. She looked like a regular girl. She had gray hair.
Yeah.
Great hair. But like a regular girl, dressed like a regular girl. Like this girl was really giving me American teenager.
Oh, yeah.
And I liked that.
And then she gets into the Hannah suit, which is just like, I actually
Glitter.
do believe that she looks totally different as Hannah. I think the outfit, the demeanor.
Rainie.
I can't believe that people didn't recognize her when she went to high school.
She does kind of act like a timid little piece of shit as Miley.
Yeah.
And she is
and it's
very
out of
confident.
context. It's like, why would Hannah Montana be here? That doesn't make any sense.
It reminds me of how Beyonce must be with Sasha Fierce and how she must be at home alone.
Yeah.
You know, just very regular, soft-spoken.
Well, she doesn't do interviews, really.
Exactly. So we don't even really know her.
We don't really know her.
Yeah.
The allure. Where do you want to go next?
Well, I don't even know. I'm sort of like, should we start at the top?
Sure.
Like, first of all, Lily's birthday party cost $9 million.
Lily has her Sweet 16 at the fucking Santa Monica Pier.
What?
She rents out the Santa Monica Pier for her birthday. It's supposed to be some normal ass girl.
And she was walking in, so Hannah Montana essentially she's in the car, she's followed by a reporter who's trying to uncover her secrets. So she knows she either has to like not go to the party or go to the party as Hannah Montana. And I could not believe that she chose to go as Hannah Montana. I was like, and obviously everybody, like everybody, her birthday party was ruined because now it's not about Lily, it's about Hannah.
Yeah.
And Lily's super mad. That plot did not get resolved in a way that was good for me.
No.
But
Yeah, she just has to forgive her.
Yeah.
And move on.
Now is Lily, as an anthropologist, is Lily in the series
Lily is
often-
her best friend.
I know.
She's a series regular.
Is she often her sort of assistant, the only one who knows the secret keeper?
She knows
Yeah,
the
she's the
secret,
only one
and
who knows
she's
the
like her
secret.
biffle. They
Is
do
she
shit
the
together.
only friend that knows of her secret?
Okay.
spoilers.
Emily Osment, who
I
plays
won't
Lily.
be watching. Let me make that very clear.
Emily Osment, I think, deserves some flowers here. I think she's the true MVP.
Oh, yeah.
Miles, you were talking about this at lunch over your Panda Express.
Yeah, that's right. I think Emily
Miles is
Osment
back.
deserves a big apology from Hollyweird. I think that she did not get the career that she has.
Yeah, people just watch this show and think that Miley's the Michael Jordan on her own. Yeah, sure, but you need a Dennis Rodman, and that's Emily Osment.
Okay, sports reference.
If she is Charmander, Jennifer Lawrence is Charizard, and I stand by that.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay, wait.
I'm saying that Emily Osment walked so Jennifer Lawrence could run in this industry.
You know what?
Yeah.
No further questions.
Thank you.
Miles, you guys, that was good.
And I will say too, this whole idea, like the whole first act is this leading up to the birthday party and Lily just being like, what about my birthday party? And it's like, honestly, get the fuck over it, girl. I don't understand.
Lily? You thought Lily was being overdramatic?
Hannah is a superstar. She's working. She's got to go to premieres. Your little freaking birthday party, which then I watch it and I realize, yes, you did spend $9 million to
She had a skate ramp. She's doing fine.
Yeah, I know.
She'll be okay.
My best friend
Probably
has
funded by Miley.
I wonder. I thought about that. I was like, is she paying for this or is her
Gotta be.
mom really rich? They live in Malibu.
My best friend has missed my birthday almost every single year. And you know what? I got over it.
Yeah.
Because I have other friends.
Yeah.
And either, Lily, you have other friends or you only care about Miley, in which case you should just go out to dinner with her and not throw a skate ramp birthday party.
That's not bad.
Sweet 16 is also not the big one that you pull the friendship card on. 21, that one, you're
They've been
allowed to
planning
be
it
like,
since they were 12, though.
wow, 4 whole years? That's, or what, how many maths?
Well, here's the thing is like she can't always be, if she wants to be friends with Lily, then she can't always be doing the Hannah thing. Like she's got to make time if she wants a friendship.
I do agree that it was a little unresolved though, that the next time we see Lily, she's like showing up for Hannah / Miley in Tennessee to like help her.
I could never be mad at you. And it's like, you definitely could.
Yeah. like that was not show. No wonder like Miley abuses your friendship. You just keep calling back like a hit dog.
Yeah.
Okay, real question. I want you to think about this genuinely. If your best friend had to miss your birthday party to perform at some crazy, huge, important award show, wouldn't you be like, yeah, that makes sense?
Well, no, it wasn't that. It was that because she should have been able to go. She was going to shop. Which, by the way, her assistant definitely should have been doing that by herself.
Yeah, okay. You know what?
We need to pause for this moment and talk about Tyra Banks.
It was so funny.
Tyra Banks as herself.
Yeah, they show up to buy some shoes for Lily.
Yeah.
And Tyra Banks wants those shoes.
Yeah.
And they get into a physical fight where Tyra Banks launches Miley Cyrus across the room over a fucking couch. Miley then yanks Tyra over the couch onto the floor, throws a stiletto at her like a weapon, almost blinding her.
Yeah.
I mean, this was violent. Children's movie? I think not.
The amount of respect I have for Tyra Banks
for doing
to
that.
get into a fucking wrestling match with a child is so dope.
Yeah, that was another big star that I was like, wow, they must have really been like,
Popping
they could have asked for anybody.
I know. I was sort of like, how much did they pay her to go on this movie? But maybe it was just good for her career.
I think it was an
for
honor.
sure.
I think she begged.
This was post supermodel.
Tyra was on
Top model,
hands and knees begging, pleading to be considered for this cinematic masterpiece.
Do you think Miley and Margot Martindale text?
You know, Dolly Parton is like her godmother.
Yeah, but I don't care about that. I want to know, do you think they text?
I think that Margot Martindale doesn't remember that she was in this movie.
Damn.
If I'm being honest. This will... Okay, before we jump around, I'll say this. So we talked about the best friend. I'm glad to see Emily get her time, but rest of the supporting cast, I think, was shafted. Mitchell Musso?
Who's that?
He's the one with the swoopy hair and the little boy, Rico, who blows up the cake. They're in one scene.
Yeah.
Who are they in the show?
They're huge.
They're
like
huge parts.
Yeah.
Well, they live in Los Angeles.
They could have come along.
No.
Jackson, the brother, he's there. He's in Tennessee.
Yeah.
He's barely doing nothing. I can teach you how to speak my language, Rosetta Stone. Learning a new language is fun. It keeps your brain sharp, but more importantly, it helps you be a more worldly person. You get to travel, you get to relate to people. Look, here in Los Angeles, so many people speak Spanish. My wife's family speaks Spanish. I want to be able to be fluent in a language I love. Also, I just love food, and being able to go to restaurants and order food in a native language, I mean, it's gonna open you up to a whole new world of cuisine. And to do that, there's nothing better than Rosetta Stone. They've been the expert in language learning for 30 years and an award-winning app where you can learn anytime, anywhere. They have 25 languages, Spanish, French, of course, but Italian, German, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Dutch, Arabic, Polish, and so much more. They have these bite-sized pieces, so in as little as 10 minutes, you can make real progress. For a limited time, our listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime unlimited subscription, which gives you access to all 25 of their languages forever for 40% off. Visit rosettastone.com/guilty today. Rosetta Stone, how language is learned.
That was kind of an interesting choice. It sort of made it, to me, this movie was actually really good. And it wasn't it wasn't a Disney long episode of Hannah Montana. It was like a different movie.
You're right. Think about like the way the Lizzie McGuire movie disappears from the world, introduces a whole bunch of new characters, like lets you live in that moment.
Yeah.
Like I think they did that on purpose to be like, this is the elevation. We give them a moment, we remind them who this is, and then we're out.
Mitchell, if you're listening, I'm going to stand up for you.
Okay.
They may not, but I got your back.
Wow.
And I think that you deserved better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Hot topic.
I'm going to let there be an uncomfortable silence. I want you to sit with what you've done.
I was trying to Google who that was, but I can't. I keep wanting you to call him Martin.
Obviously, the core cast is great, but you've got Cameo Central, Tyra Banks, as we said, Brooke Shields as her dead mother.
Yeah.
That's from
Was
the show.
that revealed?
That's from the show.
That's from the show. Okay.
Yeah. But you get a fun moment where she's looking at a photograph, and it's like a Harry Potter-ass photograph that moves.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's kind of freaky.
I smoked. I took a hit of a joint with Miley Cyrus's real mother a couple years ago. First
Whoa.
time I touched weed in 12 years. Yeah,
Was she cool?
very cool. Yeah, went to her house to pitch her a show, and they were smoking outside, and she passed it to me, and I went, I haven't smoked in 12 years, and then took a puff
Right before a
and
pitch?
carried it on
Oh my God.
during a pitch. Anyway,
I'm very jealous.
don't
That's
be.
really cool.
Yeah, I'll tell you
You're
more.
very cool.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Kelsey,
No, I'm not.
it's pretty cool.
This is my one coolest thing is that like I used to do Miley Cyrus impressions on YouTube a long time ago, and I think that's the only like connection I have to. Besides,
You used to do Miley Cyrus impressions, but you've
Big
never
time.
seen Hannah Montana?
correct.
That
I used to
is-
like scrunch my lip up like this and be like, my boyfriend Liam, Liam, me and my boyfriend Liam, and people loved it.
That's pretty
This was,
good.
like Vine days.
You were on Vine?
Oh, was I?
That's huge. I bet I saw you. I bet I probably liked
Yeah, I
one
had a
of your
different
things.
face, thank God. I did some dumb shit on Vine. I hung out with dumb people. Anyway,
This
Brooke
cast
Shields.
is stacked. You've got
Rascal Flatts,
Rascal Flatts just hanging out.
Taylor Swift
T Swift in the house.
doesn't even get really a moment.
I think she was nervous coming out because
I think so, too.
I went back 30 seconds over and over and over again to watch her like walk on the stage, and she was like she's
guys.
really young, by the way.
Are
Like,
they friends?
Taylor Swift was on set for 15 minutes.
yeah,
They
Incredible.
had one take and one take
it.
only,
and she crushed it.
and that's all she needed.
It's wild to say, and here's Taylor Swift, and then cut to her, doesn't sing. Like, they don't even utilize her as a songstress.
Miley wasn't
Yeah.
even on set. She had been home
Yes.
for hours.
Yes.
It was the end of the day.
Correct.
They had one dolly going back and forth, and they said, "Let's shoot this out," and we get to
Yes.
include this cameo.
Who else?
You've got a young Natalie Dwyer from Stranger Things in her first role. She plays one of the daughters of the shitty guy. How do you feel about the love story in it? You fell for it.
Which one? I felt good about all of them.
Oh, and also Jan Levinson from
Oh,
The
yeah.
Office as Billy Ray Cyrus's love interest.
The blonde.
The blonde. So wait, tell me about Miley's love story.
Okay, so first of all, Miley, do you want to dance with me? Like, I was like, oh.
A gentleman.
That's still really, I'm just like,
You've
oh
said
my
that line
God.
twice, and each time you've gotten so flush.
And my pussy has dried.
So I thought, first of all, I love the boy from childhood who like then is grown up and is hot. I'm like, that story is really motivating to me.
Last time I saw you, you were holding me head first inside a well.
Which, like, what? Were they in the 1800s? Where the fuck is there a well? Can you name one well anywhere ever?
Yeah, I liked that point. I think that they really did, have a compatibility as friends. And so when they became love interests, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a foundation here that they are working on. And yeah, I thought he was a sweet little boy. I thought
And
he
he
was cute.
confides in Hannah Montana that he liked
Yeah.
Miley, which I
Yeah.
thought what a fucking idiot. You're staring into this girl's eyes 5 hours a day, painting a chicken coop, and you're going to tell me never once did you think this girl looked alike?
Yeah, for me, gotcha, baby. I'm just like, I'm like suspending disbelief, I guess.
But also Hannah comes up to, what's his name in it? Travis?
Travis, which I don't like that.
I don't like
his
that
name
either.
being
I don't like
Travis.
the name Travis.
Okay, Travis is not a bangable name. You heard it here first. Hannah, as Hannah, blonde wig, superstar, hot off the limousine from LA, walks up to Travis and is like, hey, what's up? And he's like, sorry, you're not my type. You are, like, I'm more into this regular girl. And like, oh shit, you're telling me that a superstar comes up, you're a teenage boy and a superstar comes up to you and you're not going to go for it? That guy, he's real. He's a real one.
A real fool.
I mean, by the way, like, I feel like a high school boy wearing a sports coat was also unrealistic. So I just think he's sort of a daydream.
Yeah. It just looked weird.
I know. I was just like,
You're talking about the Mrs. Doubtfire date where Hannah's running back
that
and
was
forth?
so chaotic. It kind of stressed me out, to be honest.
I loved it.
Literally,
I
my
said
sister
they
texted me. She
better
goes,
do it.
I get stressed out every time I watch that scene. Those lobsters are so big.
There's lobsters and 2 events. This is going to be a kooky, crazy time. She's running back and forth between the date with Travis and the mayor's dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And
I love they also present lobsters like it's
Yes.
like, what's this wacky food?
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
crazy.
seen this before.
Yeah.
Lobster's very common.
in Tennessee, though,
Sure.
more like crawdads. You know what I'm saying? You get more
They
like
did say that.
scrimps.
He said that's a big crawdad.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
But that you knew when you have a double life movie, you got to have a double life scenario.
And honestly, not enough Mrs. Doubtfire shenanigans. It gets me every single time. Have me one person who's trying to be in 2 places at once. I freaking eat that up like kibble.
What killed me was that her like secret weapon is this suitcase rolling MUA kit. It's like this hot pink makeup like change wig station that I'm going, girlfriend, that's a 2-hour gig in between each up and down of you being Hannah and Miley. Oh my God, we got to talk about my favorite part of the entire movie. The 7-hour revolving door slow-mo montage. This is
I loved
cinema.
that.
Yeah.
I loved
This is
that.
cinema. I have never had a revolving door
went
slow
around, like,
motion.
8
I
times.
was trying to think about it last night. I said, where have I ever seen this shot before? I have never seen someone get stuck in a revolving door.
I think revolving door is the right word for it. It's one of those doors where you like wheel around like a
in
pinwheel.
and out of hotels.
Yeah.
What are they called, Miles?
A revolving door.
You can picture, okay, I just want to make sure everyone can picture what we're talking about.
Is it called a revolving door?
So
Yes.
Miley walks into it and she is sad. She's slowly taking off her wig and it's in slow motion. And there's this little girl looking down to her like, like tough day, sister, huh? And Miley's spinning around.
Wait, no, she's not looking at her like tough day. She's like, that's Hannah Montana. And she just revealed. The kid was like, oh my God, Hannah Montana's fake.
But the girl also kind of seemed like, you're breaking my heart right now. Like the girl seemed disappointed in her. And I don't really understand why. The little girl was like, yeah. It be like that sometimes. And
that little girl looked familiar.
and so Hannah's pushing it. She's having this eye-to-eye contact. At this point, it's gone on long enough that she's fully back where she started. There's no way that she isn't. Then Travis gets in, and they're looking. I assume the little girl's still trapped at this point. And now Travis is looking at her, and he's like, ugh, tough day, sister. You broke my heart. You, I don't know what you've been doing, but you're holding that wig in your hand, which means you must be Hannah Montana, and you lied to me, and you
she
made a
looked into
fool
her
out of
hand
me.
like she's never seen that wig before. She's like, this wig?
And they're still going round in circles. At this point, 4 full rotations.
Yeah.
Now they come out and he goes, she's like, Travis, wait. Mind you, she has to go around another 180 to get out, right? Travis, wait. And he's like, you made fun of me. You ridiculed me. You made a fool of me. I was honest to you. You lied to me. And Miley starts crying. And in that moment, Miley Cyrus said, I am going to win a Kids' Choice Award this
Wow.
year.
Yeah.
Did she?
she must
You
have.
must have. That performance.
Fact check on that, Miles.
That performance The tears.
That's when I went, wow, she really has been through heartbreak. At only 16, she knows what it's like to cry over a boy.
Yeah. I honestly think this is one of the like pivotal moments of her legacy. I think, and I think she hates that. I don't think she wants us to have anything to do with this, but I think it's one of the best things she's done.
I think she became too famous to be taken seriously as an actor. Like there are some people who have been musicians that have been able to cross the threshold. Like for me, it was hard for me to believe Lady Gaga in A Star Was Born. But I think like she was so good in that period of time that she would have to like disappear from the spotlight and like do a make under to like go back to acting that good.
I'm glad that you guys brought this up actually because we skipped this up top, and it's worth noting that we are Miley stans in this house.
Yeah.
She is one of the best vocalists we have going right now. Ooh. And I think when you study her career trajectory, it's really pretty fascinating and phenomenal because she had to fully burn it down. She went as, she gained her Disney stardom and then said, bangers. Do you remember the shock we had when she cut her hair, bleached it, pixie cut, swinging on the wrecking ball in her underwear?
Tons of drugs.
Scandalous.
Yeah.
Then twerking. Whew. And then she kind of had to go all the way. She even, wanted to gain credibility by not even doing pop songs anymore and said, I'm just going to become a cover band. I'm going to do live shows where I do rock standards.
Yeah.
I think it's time to bring it back, Miley.
What are we bringing back?
It's time to bring back the wig. I want more than anything. Look, here's the deal. She's done it. She's
Zach just said, "Here's the deal." He said, "Deal and thing," and we just all went.
Here's the deal. Here's the Peter Thiel. She did the work. Yeah. She put in the time. She proved to the world that she was more than that Disney thing. And now I want you to bring that Disney thing up.
When she just gave us the Endless Summer, what was the one she just came out with? The Endless Summer. It's called Endless Summer, right?
Flowers is the only hit song this year.
Yes. And I went, she's not only still got it, but she has so much more to give.
I just, more than anything in my life, I want her, first of all, I want her to be the next festival headliner.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why she's not headlining Coachella. I don't know why she's not playing the Super Bowl. And I want to be at a concert where she's singing all the hits and then suddenly, like, the lights go out and there's this fucking angelic chorus.
I was like, it's crows. Crows are attacking.
And there's a fucking, you see a single light, and a yellow wig floating in the ether. And you hear, boom, ja, boom, boom, ja, boom, ja, boom, boom, ja.
We Will Rock You?
No.
Sorry.
And it gets faster and faster. And she stands in the middle and she waits for the wig to float atop her head. And she becomes Hannah again, and we get a fucking best of both worlds medley. I'm talking all the hits from that time.
Wow.
I want See You Again. I want The Climb.
Nobody's Perfect.
Nobody's Perfect.
Yeah.
This is her headlining Coachella next year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. The songs that she did sing in the movie, I thought were really good. Like, I forgot that she sang them, and I was like, those songs are great.
Can I say something controversial?
Uh-oh.
I think that this soundtrack kind of flops.
As someone who is an anthropologist of the era, I'd have to agree.
What?
They weren't that catchy.
The Climb?
The climb stands alone.
The Climb, let's fucking go.
Down?
Pop it, lock it, polka dotted. Are you out of your mind if you think that's not a bop?
No.
Okay, Let's Get Crazy is not even top 20 Miley. Okay, Butterfly, Fly Away. Yeah, you better fly away, all right.
No, that was a beautiful song.
The Robbie
I
Ray song does kind of slap. Back in Tennessee. I did like the song where I'm gonna add a little hip hop to this hoedown.
No.
I thought that was kind of beautiful. She's accepting her past self while also being her present self.
I said in that moment, is this the Biggie Smalls USA remix?
Yeah, it was hard to call that hip hop.
I thought that's what that was.
You're talking about boom, boom, clap, boom, bo, clappity, clap. Yeah, I just compared
boom to
clap, de clap, boom, doom, clap.
Boom, de clap, de clap. I think that Hannah had a lot of hits and they weren't represented here.
You're gonna get canceled.
I'm
like might cut this out.
Cancel Zach
these
for
weren't
not
new
liking Anna's
songs?
songs.
I think they were new.
Yeah, I think they're in.
Those were all the first time you were hearing them.
Were they new?
They were probably on the album soundtrack. Yeah, I would imagine that all the songs in this movie, for the most part,
so that was the
are-
first time we ever heard The Climb.
Yeah,
And The Climb is incredible. But it's like around the same time that she came out with See You Again, which I know is a Miley song and not a Hannah Montana song.
Can't wait. Such a good song.
it's so good.
See You Again, I want you to look at the album art of that song, and it is impossible that someone that childish was able to make something that goes that hard. That song goes harder than fucking...
I got my
sights set on you, and I'm ready to wait. Should we start an acapella?
The last time I came out, I just kept it in there.
I'll show you. This is from TikTok. I just saw it. Let's see. Wait, I just lost it. Oh, here we go.
People are convinced that Miley Cyrus dropped a secret album under the alias called Clara Pierce. This album called Down With Me was released on the same day as her current new album in the summer. See you March 10th now. Take a listen, y'all. And if this don't sound like Miley.
Like people in a crowded room, but right now,
Yeah, that sounds like her.
That's her.
That's definitely her. Wait, she
Right?
released a
Wait,
surprise
what's her
album
name? What's the
Under
name?
a different artist name.
that kind
Clara
of slaps
Pierce.
though. Lara
What is
Pierce.
it?
Clara Pierce.
Lara, Lara.
CLARA Pierce.
That's
That's
awesome.
Hands of Time.
P-I-E-R-C-E?
Yeah, PIERCE.
Did you notice the shot? She's in the chicken coop doing a little singy song moment, and
Oh,
she
love
rides on a rope throwing chicken coop, and it's the exact same shot from the Wrecking Ball music video.
No. Inspiration.
I think that's where she got the idea. Did you notice there's one part where they're walking through the town and some old man goes, "Ain't she grown some?" And it's like, ew,
Yeah.
fucking
Oh, yeah, that
pervy-ass
was
old
really
man.
pretty. Yeah.
Also, they have this line where it's Margot Martindale's like, they're talking about putting up apartment buildings and shopping malls, and fucking God forbid we have lower income housing in this town. It's like the main conflict is like, we want to keep this small Tennessee
no
town.
electricity. Keep it racist.
It's like, what? And if you look at the plans for the mall, it's like not a gaudy, shitty mall. It's a community center.
Yeah, it
It's
looked
just-
really nice.
They just want to keep it fucking private. It's like, we're not building apartments, then the poors are coming. That's the conflict of this movie.
I thought Margot Martindale and the guy who was developing the land were gonna hook up.
Oh, that
and
would've been
fall in
hot.
love.
Yeah, where's Margot
Oh.
Martindale's makeout scene?
I will say, going back to the Billy Ray and Jan from
Yeah.
The Office.
Oh, it's steamy.
It was like I was sort of taken aback.
They
Like when they
kissed.
hugged after they got the car to start. Do you guys remember that part?
Yeah, and they kiss later.
They kissed later, but the hug to me, I was like, what adults are hugging, really? You know?
People that cheat on their wives.
Yeah.
What?
That's who's hugging.
Or people with dead wives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa, they are
There's
about
a
to
scene
have
where they
sex.
almost make out in front of a sleeping
Which is really
Hannah.
weird. Yeah.
And then they go like, oh.
I gotta
Yeah.
give it up to Billy Ray or whatever his character's name
Yeah.
is in this.
Bobby Ray?
Bobby Ray.
I don't know.
But he was willing to give up that poo-tang for his daughter's secret.
I wouldn't have done that.
No, I would have been like, my daughter is Hannah Montana. Who gives a shit? Dead on my face.
Yeah. But I think he did have emotional baggage. Like I think he was like using her as a shield. Like I can't connect, but like
See, that would have been a good actual excuse. My daughter is
Yeah.
so famous, I don't have time for this.
yeah.
Here I wrote, remember how hard See You Again goes? It's not even in this movie. Oh, the opening. Oh, so you get 2 needle drops of Best of Both Worlds in this. You get it in the opening of the movie. And at one point she gets conked on the head by a coconut and has a full-on concussion, I guess. And she goes into a Hawaii luau remix of Best of Both Worlds.
That was kind of
What?
I didn't know how I didn't really like that.
I can't say I'm gonna say I hated it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that really didn't do it for me. But then halfway through the movie, Travis is like, they have this big problem. They need to save the town. Travis goes, well, Miley knows Hannah.
He threw her right the fuck under the bus. I was like, don't say that publicly.
And
Ask
he
her
just
later.
assumed that Hannah Montana would be like, yeah, I'll help this random girl that I just met a couple days ago who saved my life. Like,
Yeah, but I did love how Miley was like, "Oh yeah, we're actually I'm best friends with her." I was like,
Saved her from drowning.
"Yeah, yeah," but I was like, "Be best friends with yourself. Pop off."
Hell yeah. And she goes, everyone's like, get Hannah Montana. And she goes, I guess I could give her a call, and then you hear the drums of Best of Both Worlds kick in. Full body chills.
I did not get any
Full
chills
body
watching this movie, but it was very fun.
I don't really understand her arc. At the end, she's performing, and she takes off her wig and says, I'm Miley, I'm going to sing. Now I need to leave this behind. How does that solve anyone's problems?
Because I can't believe I'm the one explaining this to you. Now that it's been revealed, she can't live a normal life, so she can't be Hannah anymore.
But she's the one that revealed it.
Yes, that's her. She's saying, I'm giving this up. I want to be myself.
No, but if you reveal that you've been Hannah Montana, that is going to bring hell upon your life. Now you can't hide as Miley.
Exactly, which is why she's not going to do Hannah anymore. That's why she had to put it to bed. She had to kill her.
But if you want to kill Hannah, you don't reveal that you are Hannah.
But she was going to stop singing completely.
But if we found out that Taylor Swift was actually Rainie,
Iconic. I love this idea.
then all of the media would be jumping on Rainie. Her family would never get rest ever again.
Correct. But the point is like while that might be hell for Rainie, at least she now can live as Rainie.
Yeah.
And she's no longer going to be performing as Taylor Swift.
But she is saying that she's doing it to protect her family. And by revealing
When did she say
her
that?
true identity, she's causing her family hell.
I didn't hear that she was doing it to protect her family. That never came up. But can we talk about what happens right after that moment? Because
Okay.
I went, what the fuck? This is actually a kind of a funny, silly, goofy little reveal. The little girl from the revolving door moment earlier
Who was
goes,
still trapped in there until that moment.
goes, don't worry. We'll tell your we'll keep your secret. Please be Hannah.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me
That's very unrealistic.
500 people
Yeah.
from Bodunk, Tennessee said, you know what? We're going to put our cell phones away. We're going to put the well-being of this family and this little girl first. And we were going to let her secret be kept here. This dies right here, right now with us. It kind of did remind me of this thing that artists are doing now where they invite people to watch them paint something and then destroy it there. So it's like only those people get to see that art.
Or there's an artist who he'll paint something and then dip half of it.
Yeah. In a live showing, so that only people got to see the real painting for a little bit. And it reminded me of that, where it was like, wow, we're all just going to have this moment. It's like if someone was like, Coachella, no phones. And everyone abided.
Yeah.
What happens after this back in the TV show?
They go back. They actually go back. So it's season 3. It was supposed to be like the finished product. Like this is the end.
This was supposed to be This was the finale.
And then they just like renewed a season 4. And I think season 4 was pretty bad.
How dare
And like
you?
everything was just like, everything was just sort of like left. Like there was no plot lines that continued. But Lucas Till and Miley Cyrus did date for a little bit.
In real life?
Mm-hmm.
Shut the fuck up.
I know. I was like, I'm lucky.
Which one?
This was pre-Liam.
Way pre. Yeah.
I thought she started dating Liam when she was pretty young.
Right? Yeah, because the last song.
Yeah.
You guys could do that one.
Never seen it. But my friend's in it.
Really?
Carly Chicken. I could get her to come be in it.
All right. Hell yeah. Should we move on to some fun facts?
Oh, I'd like nothing more.
So this is a fun fact that only is relevant on this podcast. But at the end, Miley has a heart-to-heart with Margot Martindale. They are in Miley's tour bus. And that tour bus, I'm like 99% sure, is the tour bus from the Try Guys tour.
Wow.
And now how would I know that, right?
Yeah,
That's weird. It could just be any bus. Because when we were on our tour, the first time our crew got on our bus, they were like, this is a weird looking bus. Normally the thing's over there and then this is over there. And our bus, we kind of decided pretty last minute to, that we needed a tour bus and all that. It was the cheapest, shittiest, last bus available in the country.
Shit.
And it totally stands to reason to me that they're like filming something for like
20 seconds
out half a day, and they just need whatever bus they can freaking get. Everything else is on tour. This is the in case of emergency last available bus.
Oh yeah, totally makes sense.
So my tour bus
Was Miley's.
is Miley's tour bus,
Which means it's Hannah's tour bus.
but I was watching this movie a couple years ago, and it it like literally like made me stop in my tracks. And I was like, what? That's what, and I put my food in there and I had my humidifier there and ow, fuck.
Wait, when were you watching it a few years ago?
The pandemic was a dark, lonely time.
I was gonna say he did this not for the podcast.
Yeah.
Just on his own time.
My sister came over and put it on and we had ourselves a time.
Love Steffi for that.
At $17.4 million, this was the biggest opening day gross for any G-rated live action movie.
Wow. Still?
Probably not.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
But if you think about, I mean, G-rated live action, that's, there aren't many of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's not many unless they're probably like franchise stuff.
Yeah, I actually think one in the bottom is that the next live action G-rated was in 2019 with Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader, and it was like a Christmas movie.
Yeah, that was Disney's last live action film to be
And that
rated
one
G.
beat
Oh,
out Hannah
Disney's.
Montana?
No, it didn't
Weird.
beat. It just
Oh.
is the last live action
G-rated. I was gonna say that I'm not seeing a lot of G-rated films.
Yeah.
They just stopped putting those in theaters, huh? Live
Either,
action.
do you know for a fact that Miley and Lucas dated?
Definitely not.
Okay.
I think it was on IMDb.
Well, because this fact, which maybe you're confusing with, because Rainie put these together, is that Lucas Till and Taylor Swift dated in real life. Did you copy and paste that and not read it?
Wow.
You can't, Rainie,
Maybe
you
that's
can't.
why her and Miley don't get along.
Rainie, your jaw is dropped. You put these facts together.
Your job is dropped.
Rainie, your job is dropped.
Because I'm also sort of like, okay, well, that's rattling to me. But I also I'm like either going from IMDb or the Amazon little fun facts. So I'm sort of like, what if he dated both of them?
Oh, yeah. Can I also point this out? Is
They
that
did date Miley and Lucas.
Okay.
It didn't last. They only dated for 2 months. Any other fun facts?
Oh, yeah. Haley and Selena feud, move on over because Selena versus Miley was first. Just kidding. They were friends, I think. But according to Disney, they chose this film over Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie, to release theatrically as their DCOM of the year.
Whoa. Did they ever make a Wizards one?
Here's my, yeah, they did. I actually think Wizards
not
of
in
Waverly
theaters.
Place is like a great show. I actually just recently rewatched all of it.
You doing all right, Rainie?
Wow.
You going through something?
All of it,
was
huh?
good. Okay, so I started. I was like, you know, those days where you're like, I just want something that's like I know so well. It's very comforting. It's very like old. And then I was like, this show is just good. Like this is just funny. Huh. So
Okay.
I'd recommend it. You guys watch it. Waverly Place.
Never seen an episode, believe it or not.
But also the movie I didn't rewatch that, but I watched it like in 7th grade and I remember thinking it was really good.
Okay.
Yeah. Who wins the Wizards competition?
Ooh.
Well, don't spoil it.
I
I'm
don't
going to
know if I
watch
can
it
spoil
tonight,
it.
obviously.
Hell yeah. And then Dolly Parton is Miley's real life godmother. She did appear on the show as well. And they did have a role written for her, but when they were going through that script, they just said the artistic integrity of this film doesn't have room for a shoehorn Dolly Parton cameo. And they cut her out.
Well, did she play her grandmother in the series?
Her godmother, Aunt Dolly.
Oh, because then I was going to say Margot Martindale's character could have been Dolly very
That's
easily.
her grandmother.
I know, but I don't know the lore. I think it sucks.
Isn't
Thanks.
Dolly Parton like 79?
Yeah, she's old.
That's crazy. She looks amazing.
Yeah.
What do you think about the brother Jackson? Isn't he so goofy?
I thought when he ran into the revolving door, I laughed out loud. I thought that was really funny.
Couldn't have remembered a single thing about this guy.
What do you think about Rico? Do you know that the character Rico, his actual legal name in the show is Rico Suave?
Wait.
We call Rick Rico sometimes.
His name is Moises.
No, I know, but that's the actor's name. In the show, the character's full name,
Oh, is what?
Rico Suave.
Rainie's so young, she doesn't know what that means, do you?
I know, I don't
Oh
know.
my God.
I guess
And you know what's funny is I
Rich-
repeated it and she looked at me like I'm supposed to get
Like
this and
you
she
were the right
laughed.
one.
And then
It's like,
he's like, oh, cool, Zach. That's you know what? That's a really cool fact. And I appreciate knowing that and I get it and I like it.
I also was confused by like the idea of a legal name in a TV show.
You know what? That's on me.
Yeah, that was confusing.
That's on me.
Zach, is it time now to decide if this movie is a guilty pleasure, a pleasure, or just plain guilty?
Kelsey, it is time to decide if this movie is a guilty pleasure, just plain guilt. Rainie?
Oh my gosh, it is a full pleasure.
She said it with a chest. Said it with a chest out.
I think it's one of the best movies I've seen in the last 6 months.
Rainie, how many movies have you seen in the last 6 months?
I don't know. I mean, who knows even? But
She's been watching the whole series of Wizards of Waverly. She's not going out much.
well, I've recently gotten into reading.
The way that your eyes just kind of side-eyed me at the end of that
also
felt
like you just learned how to read. Guys, I picked up this new hobby. Have you heard of it? It's called reading.
I actually just read the full serialization of Wizards of Waverly Place.
Wow.
They made a book.
I would love that. I truly would. Some fan. But anyway, so no, I think I started this movie again and I was like, oh my God, the serotonin is hitting me so hard. I should have been rewatching this like 10 years ago and just once every couple of years because I think it's funny. It's actually very dear. I think it's about like a father-daughter relationship. It's about like being like, yeah, finding yourself, being yourself, paying respect to your old ways, also like accepting your new ways. And I thought it was hilarious. I thought the love story was really compelling. And I thought it was just like really sweet and like it flew by.
I can't believe that I am about to agree with Rainie.
Yes, I was
As
so
someone
nervous.
who literally knows nothing and has no care in the world for this fandom or this place in the zeitgeist, I really enjoyed this movie.
Wow.
I had a fun time.
Yeah.
I fully suspended belief to like all the shit.
Yeah.
I went, I want to know what everyone's talking about, and I got it. I loved Miley's acting.
Yes.
I loved her shenanigans. I thought it was like the perfect puzzle pieces of a teenage, two places at once movie version of like what I've seen in adult versions before, like Doubtfire-y energy, and it still gave me heartache. It still gave me adulthood. I think it was a full-blown pleasure.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my
And
God.
I wonder if I'd feel the same if I'd watched the show. I feel like I might not have. I might have been like, it's a guilty pleasure because it's like a bad version of the show or something. Or a good, but I just liked it as a movie individually.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting you bring that up because I asked my sister, it doesn't give you exactly what the show gave you, right? The show was set in LA and it was very hijinks based and like this feels different. And I was like, did it deliver on what you wanted? And she goes, I just wanted more. It didn't matter what it was. I just wanted more. And so she loved it. She loved everything about it. For me, it's a guilty pleasure. I think that Miley would agree.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best movie, but it's delightful. And she's delightful. And it's just nice to see. But look, it ain't about how fast I get there, and it ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb.
Hey.
Period.
That was a perfect ending.
Yeah. But
Is it
we're not
time
over
for
yet
my
because
pleasures?
now we talk about our pleasures. What are things that you are enjoying?
I think Rick already said this either in our group chat in Goofy's Fat Ass or IRL, but I loved beef. It is so funny while being biting and dramatic. And the last two episodes is some of the last like penultimate and finale episode of a series I've seen in a very long time. It was giving what was that Apple show that everyone was obsessed with recently? Severance.
Oh.
It was giving me like Severance energy. I was so anxious by the time I was on the 9th episode that I like couldn't sit in my seat. I had to like get up and pace. So if you haven't finished Beef, go watch it on Netflix. And Bill Hader and Ali Wong are dating, and I like that.
There's a new show on Peacock called Mrs. Davis that is freaking wild.
Do you like it?
It's
What's it called? Davis?
Mrs. Davis.
I've heard a lot about it.
It's insane, and I don't even know how to describe it. It's a new show that Damon Lindelof, who wrote Lost and Watchmen, co-EP'd and wrote. It's about a nun fighting a superpowered AI, and there's the Knights of Templar, and there's a search for the Holy Grail, and it is wacky, and there are goofy Nazis, and this show is all over the place, and is so, like, it kind of has to be seen to be believed. There's magicians who are trying to pull off heists. There's so many elements that should not work together, and somehow I think it does. I'm 2 episodes in. I just can't believe that something like this even exists. It is so unbelievably audacious. And I think has to be supported if only for how big of a swing it's taking.
Wow. Okay, I'm
Mrs.
gonna
Davis
watch
on
it.
Peacock. Peacock's kind of cooking right now.
They've been cooking.
Yeah.
Okay, my pleasure is a podcast called Vibe Check, and it's hosted by 3 gay black men, and they start with talking about like a current event, or like they start with a vibe check. They just start with like checking in, and talking about like sort of just like keeping their energy right, and then they go into current events, like a current event thing. So they talked about like Tucker Carlson this morning, and they're just like they've got like this very like heavy content. They've got a lot to say, a lot of substance, but then they also have this like levity and this humor, and I think a really interesting perspective. They're brilliant.
What's it called?
Vibe Check.
Our buddy Saeed Jones, that's his show.
You
It
know
is?
Saeed?
Hell yeah.
He used to work at BuzzFeed.
I know we know celebos. So shout out to that show. It's great. Give them some support.
You know Saeed, Zach?
I do.
You're hiding all of these people from me. Oh my God.
That said, he did not follow me back on Twitter. So
Okay. But and then then the second part is like more of a pop culture thing. So I just think that it's really smart, it's really easy to listen to, and I feel like I learned something.
hell yeah. Rainie, if people want more of you, where can they find you?
You can follow me at It's Raining Toll on Instagram and Rainie Toll on Twitter.
And you've been a regular over on the Tripod. This little show you've been plugging, I've heard. Tell me about it.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we are revolutionizing the podcast industry.
Yes.
I'm waiting for sort of our peers to follow suit. So yeah, and on the Tripod and on You Can Sit With Us sometimes.
Hell yeah. I'm at Cornday and all things.
I'm Kelsey Darragh on all the things. And I'm Garrick.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I'm at Garrick Bernard and all the things. I'm Garrick Bernard.
Perfect timing.
And until next time, oh, sweet niblets. They didn't have one sweet niblets in this movie.
I
What
don't
the
understand that
first
reference.
shame.
It's the clown.